Yeah, hey everybody. So today we're going to look at ListingPro versus MyListing. These are probably the two most popular directory themes right now. I'm not doing a account, obviously, of what's selling the best, but in terms of the questions that I get personally, both on YouTube and via email and on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com, The Mindful Market. Listing Pro and My Listing certainly get the most interest and the most sort of polarizing opinions. So I'm going to share my thoughts updated for 2018. The videos that I've done on both of these themes have gotten many thousands of views. I think the Listing Pro, the two videos that I've done have probably done 20,000 plus views in total, and the My Listing theme, which is much more recent, it's only probably 6 or 7 months old, also has generated a lot of interest. So I'm going to share my thoughts, and these are just my thoughts. It doesn't mean this is true, or it doesn't mean this is factual. These are my intuitions about which of these themes is best for which audience is paying attention to what I have to say on these topics. So here's a quick overview of what's available template-wise or niche theme-wise, style-wise for Listing Pro. Here's the conventional theme or the design that they launched with, and here's a newer version. They call this Places Pro. I happen to like both of the designs. This one I think is better. I just think this is a sexier, smoother, more aesthetically pleasing look. So you can see this is the the front facing index page. This is the home page. I like the search element here. I like this. I just think this looks better than the initial design they rolled out with, which I also liked. So overall, I give this a strong score in terms of the aesthetics. It doesn't blow me away. I don't think it's the best aesthetically or most eye-catching design on the market, but it's good. It's solid, and I think if you're going to buy a Listing Pro, or in this case, the Child Places Pro theme or design that comes with it, I think where this theme stands out, or where you are most if you're going to buy this theme, I'm saying this badly, but the real benefit, the real advantage of Listing Pro is the back end. They have really nice back end functionality. I've covered this in some other videos. I'm not going to do it today, but just check out either my other videos or look at the theme itself via the back end, and they have really good analytics. They have good updates, alerts. They have good, just a back end Yelp-like environment for both your clients, the people who are using your theme as professional peers or niche neighbors or local advertisers, as well as for you and for people in the public who are browsing listings. So I still think Listing Pro has a real foothold in the marketplace, in a unique way that I don't think many other themes have quite captured equally as well. All right, so here's My Listing. Now, to me, stylistically, this is much better. I just think it's a much more professionally done. It appears like a much better, more powerful, more pronounced design elements. The UI, UX factors to me, navigating this are just better. I mean, it's just more professional. So this is the front, the front facing index page. I'll tell you the truth, I wouldn't use all this below. For me, for my money, for my stylistic preferences, I would just create the front page with this piece here. So you just have the homepage hero, the search elements, and this here. I'll show you really quickly. Here's a demo site that we did for teaching, and this is discoverdelray.com. We're not really developing this right now. I'm probably going to have it developed in the next couple months, and then probably just sell this because it's a really good domain name for Delray Beach, Florida, which is a really popular resort in Florida where I live. And it's also, I think, voted like the #1 place to live, small city in the country, like 2 out of the last 5 or 6 years. So it has a lot of name cachet. But for our purposes, this is just how I've created the front page for our illustration site. As you can see, we just have the, the really heroic looking homepage header area, and then a testimonial section. And then this is actually, just kind of, I just like the way this looks. This is just the default icons or the brand icons that ship with a theme. No one knows that who's navigating this. So it looks like these are real local businesses who are featured on our front page, when this is really just the default configuration. I really like this theme stylistically. It doesn't have quite the back end functionality that ListingPro has. And as you can see, this is really not all that developed. We do have a bunch of listings that have expired on here, which have to be updated. This is an event. All right, so you can see, I mean, ListingPro, and this is not even the most updated version of ListingPro. I'm sorry, MyListing. This is not the most updated version of MyListing. I think the most recent version is 1.6. This is probably running 1.2 or so, but it has a great shop, which ListingPro does not have, by the way. This is a WooCommerce powered shop. Which is huge for us because we want to be able to use a conventional WordPress, best practice on all our sites. So if I discover a really great listing theme that comes out in the next week that I like much better than this, it's easy to convert my listing to that, especially if that's running WooCommerce. Whereas with ListingPro, you can't do that. They don't have a WooCommerce functionality. They do, by the way, have a child theme that another guy has made for ListingPro that is WooCommerce compatible. I don't like that theme. I looked at it. The guy who published that actually posted a link to that on one of my videos. I don't think it looked good. But that does, there is that possibility for those of you who require WooCommerce. Just Google, WooCommerce plus ListingPro, and you'll probably find that guy's product. So again, I mean, to me, my listing. Let me see if I can do this a little bit better. My listing has the ability to extend the listings in some really cool, creative, and colorful ways that no other theme on the market can do. So, for an example, in this case, so here is a Facebook social feed that is actually being pulled from our Facebook page, Discover Delray on Facebook. You can look at that as well. Here is an About Us that's just a random bit of HTML that's being pulled from a different Facebook page that I run, which is Mindful Marketplace. You can continue to extend these with short codes, contact forms, video elements. Here's a Buddypress profile. Buddypress, for those of you who don't know, is a social network that is, that turns WordPress into a Facebook analog, or at least a close counterfeit to Facebook. You're not going to run Facebook, on WordPress, but it gives you a lot of the functionality of that sort of network, which is awesome for a directory. And I think this is the first theme that I've used that actually does this in a smooth and well-integrated way. So There is just, here's the community. I think that's that's the Buddypress piece to this. So right, so here you see, so here are 2,240 members, of which most of those are spam members. But you can really, so here's me, so here's the main admin, and again we're just using this as a demo for for clients who want to see my listing in the wild, how it looks styled on a real project. Here's the add listing button. I mean, all this is pretty, comparable. So if you go to Listing Pro or Places Pro, obviously it has the same functionality. In some respects, I think the submit functionality is better on Listing Pro. But I think overall, the real advantages of something like My Listing, and why I think you ought to be buying this theme if you're developing a theme, if you're developing a directory on WordPress in 2018, is one, it's just incredibly well supported. They're developing this thing out. I mean, they're just adding and adding and adding more and more functionality. Two, it has a really robust community of users. If you go on Facebook, there's a free group, a private group for My Listing users that is just awesome. I mean, lots of people sharing code examples, sharing projects, and extending the theme themselves in some cool and creative ways. Three, there are some app integrations that are coming for this, of which I've seen a beta in the last couple of days, that really are going to give you an app-like mobile, a true mobile experience for this theme, an app that you can buy for under $100. That's been developed for My Listing. It has also been developed for Listify and Listable as well. So that's something you might want to consider. In general, it's just a really, well developed, well supported theme that I think you ought to really do well with. It's also under $100. I mean, it's a steal of a deal. And I think overall it's just a phenomenal value. So if you can also run Buddypress. It runs WooCommerce. You can have shop events. I mean, it's all well integrated. I've covered this in the past. You can check out the other content that covers this elsewhere. All right. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I still think, again, in conclusion, that for those of you who are asking, My Listing is by far the best option right now for a conventional directory on WordPress. All right. Hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thanks.